Welcome back to my channel. This is my Scream 6 review, and there's going to be all spoilers, major spoilers, so do not watch this if you do not want spoilers or have not seen the movie. I really liked this movie. I liked it more than the fifth one. I thought it was a lot of fun. It was very action-packed from beginning to end. It kind of didn't really have any boring parts. Great opening scene. I really enjoyed Samara Weaving. I liked seeing her in that yellow dress in the alley and the way that Ghostface pops out and his one-liner. And when he took the mask off, that was like so different, and that was like a really cool moment too. It was like, okay, this is a different Scream for sure. And then you see that guy get killed, and yeah, he knows Tara already, so he's already like in the circle, and he would have been the killer. And so like Tara was attacked by Richie's family, or Tara and Sam were, but they would have already had like another killer after them too if it wasn't for them. So that's kind of an interesting facet about this movie, is it's already showing kind of the attention that the sisters are getting and like the lure of like the psychopaths, which is kind of like what happened to Sydney. That was the one thing wrong or weird about Scream, was like, why are so many people like obsessed with this one victim? And now we see it happening again with Tara and Sam, and maybe it's because these Ghostface killings get so much notoriety, so to take out like these leads or final girls, it kind of makes more sense of it. I liked him as a killer. There was his friend in the fridge who also would have been a Ghostface killer, but I don't know if he actually killed anybody, so I'm not going to count him as an official Ghostface killer. So this movie had 4 to me, not 5. Everyone's been saying that there's 5 Ghostface killers, but yeah, Greg, you didn't make it. You're just like a fanatic. I would consider that one of the top 3 or 4 Scream openings. So the setting being in New York City, a few people that I talked to who watched the movie who live here in New York City said that they were worried that it was not going to feel like New York City because they had heard, but I got the sense. I mean, they had Washington Square Park visuals. I think they were in Washington Square Park at one point, or Recreation. It was actually filmed in Canada, but they had like the subway system, which I felt was like very real, and then the apartments, so that's my cat down there, and then like the apartment style, that was very New York, just kind of like smaller apartment. What it didn't feel like to me was Halloween, and I feel like they could have done more with it being a Halloween night, and I think that was just kind of an excuse to get Ghostface in a subway system without it being like weird. But I think in a sense it almost would have been more New York for it not to have been Halloween, and then have Ghostface like pop out behind Mindy through the emergency exit doors on a crowded subway, and then like they're pulling up to the next stop and he just like stabs her and then runs off the subway as the doors open. I think that would have been kind of more realistic, more of a New York feel, because people probably wouldn't stop, you know, some crazy person with a knife. So this movie had a lot of similarities to Scream 2, and I got this shirt from my good friend Kelsey. I actually wore this to the theater on the second showing. I did watch this movie twice, and I do really enjoy it. I do think that the high will come down after some time, but I think it was done really good. The Scream 2 similarities were pretty cool. There was the parental or familial revenge plot, which was, you know, Richie's family who were the killers, and we saw similarities with Tara and Chad's like love connection. That kind of reminded me of like a Dewey and Gale thing, like they could be the new Dewey and Gale, and Chad even gets like stabbed like 10 times like Dewey did in the second movie, and he survives, which is like kind of what annoyed me about this movie, was nobody was like dying, and there was really not. I wish one of the core 4 or Kirby, maybe even Gale would have died, but I'm really glad Gale didn't die. So I'm grateful for that, but I thought I could have had a little bit more death in it. The Mickey, I guess the character that would be like the Mickey character in Scream 2 would be more like the Ghostface Killers at the beginning of the movie. They're just like the crazy fans trying to continue the franchise. My favorite parts of this movie were the attack in the bodega. That was just like such high suspense, and I think it was like done really cool. I like seeing Ghostface with a shotgun. It was really different. And they got out of it, like, I was like, how the hell are they gonna get out of this? And I like the way that they got out of it. That was pretty creative. Also, the attack in the apartment was like so much fun. That one was like really like high action, a lot going on, a lot of blood, a lot of stabbings, and then only one person died, really, because they took Quinn's kill away from us, obviously, when we find out she's the Ghostface. But otherwise, like, it would have been two kills in the apartment, and that was like a pretty cool scene. I thought that was kind of cool on Quinn's kill. It was almost like a throwback reference to urban legends. Like, you hear the girl having sex, and they think that she's having sex, but she's actually being murdered. So that was like really scary, actually. Gail's attack scene was definitely my favorite part of the entire movie. I think it was like the best attack scene Gail has ever had, even better than Scream 2's. It was so emotional. Like, she did such a great job as an actress. I'm actually really impressed and blown away by Courtney Cox's performance in this one. I'm so happy she made it, but like right before he was about to like finally stab her and he had already got her down and you didn't know, like, she looked like she was a goner. I was crying. There was tears in my eyes already, and then whenever they came with the gun, it just like was like a relief and a breath of air, and that was such a like amazing part of the movie. It made the entire movie, honestly. I mean, the movie is good without that, but that was like just what it needed to give it that emotional impact for me. And God, it was such a good scene. So thank you, Courtney Cox. I forgot to talk about Kirby's return to the franchise and how exciting that was. Just seeing her on screen again was really cool, and really happy that they brought her back, and just another character that Wes created and an idea that Wes wanted come back. So that was like a cool tribute. I did enjoy Kirby's character more when she was more like the Randy character, but I guess now that we have Mindy, that we didn't need Kirby to be so much of the movie nerd, but she wasn't as enjoyable as the cop. Out of like all the characters that I said didn't die, like the core four or Kirby, like one of them should have died for sure. I think the obvious choice would have been Mindy or Kirby. But, you know, Tara was like really popular right now and a fan favorite, so I think like she kind of would have been a cool kill also. Just in the style of like how Drew Barrymore was taken off the first movie when she was like such a popular actress in Hollywood. I think that would be really shocking. So overall the movie was really great. My one downfall was the ending. I didn't love that the killers were like Richie's entire family, basically. It didn't make a lot of sense that like he loved his son so much that he would sacrifice like his other two children in this crazy plot for revenge against the girls. So that was just like, yeah, I didn't love it. But like I said, I guess they were just trying to do a big Scream 2 throwback, and maybe if it wasn't like both of his kids involved, I would have liked the story better. But at the same time, they did a great job. I liked seeing them as ghost faces. Quinn, I don't know what it was about her character, but watching her get shot in the head was very satisfying. And then again, we saw Sam go crazy, killing Detective Bailey with the knife. She went old school and just like stabbed him all up and down his arms, and she just like looked really wild doing it. So that's really what like Sam's whole like character is for me, is her final performances in these movies as like kind of like Billy's daughter, and you see her kill the killer in like such an intense way. It just kind of like makes me enjoy her as the final girl. Overall, I do like the writing a lot more than the fifth one. I think the dialogue was a lot better. So my next videos, I'm going to be doing a ranking, re-ranking of all the Scream movies, and I'm not just going to do the movies, but also like opening kills and the killers themselves. And then I also want to talk about what I thought was going to happen in Scream 6 and what I think might happen in Scream 7, and how that all ties into Stu and if he's still alive or not. So please subscribe to my channel, hit bell notifications if you want to stay updated on that content, and thank you guys so much for watching. I have the Scream 6 poster that I'm going to be giving to one of you guys who leaves me a comment. Show my appreciation for 1,500 subscribers. Just tell me what you liked about the movie and what you thought of my review, and I will pick somebody.
What's your favorite scary movie?